playground. Hooray!
All right, TK. Just a squad of outcasts here, putting on a podcast. We got a brown guy on the show.
Yo.
We got a white guy on the show.
White enough.
And we got my brother from another mother. He is pretty black. I like him. He's Memphis.
Hey, sexy girlfriend.
And then we also have an Asian olive. What else did you say that you were? Delia is a handful of nationalities and contrast colors.
Nice. I like it.
What are you? I can't hear you.
Dirty little mutt.
Oh, you are a dirty little mutt.
Slut.
Yeah, I hung out with Delia at the nightclub last Wednesday night.
Do tell.
One guy lost his keys because he was doing cocaine up in the DJ booth.
Nice.
I have to come out there and hang out with you guys. Sounds like it's a really good time.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Cocaine
You get your
DJ booth.
You get your keys out to do a bump, and all of a sudden they fall.
They
But
get stuck in somebody else's nose.
So we ended up having to deal with the guy in the booth. Like, hey, you seen my keys? I'm like, I haven't seen your keys. Come to find out, somehow his keys ended up in the DJ box. Like, I came home, I'm unloading my stuff. I'm like, whose keys are these?
Do they have like boogers and coke all on the end of them?
It looked like there was an extra bump on there, you know? I tried.
Sweet. He licked it.
You licked
His
it.
mouth was
You
numb
did.
for hours.
But it's good to see that the club hasn't changed. You know, the
Yes.
club has
Right.
not changed.
No.
It seems like there's always a little of that white powder going around the club. What are the kids into these days, Delia? It seems like cocaine
Do tell us.
has made a long run here. I mean, since the early 80s.
Oh, cocaine's not going anywhere. Well, I mean, I don't know. It got a little shady there for a little bit, but I think the
Shady. What are the shady drugs?
oh no, I was saying the coke got a little shady there for a little.
Oh, well,
Oh,
it's
with
still
the
stepped
fentanyl.
on now.
Yeah, I
though,
wouldn't
you
be
know?
doing any cocaine these days
Hell
because
no.
that fentanyl stuff.
Fentanyl.
That's
It's starting to go
scary.
around, but
Hell yeah.
Do you know anyone
you
specifically?
you
that-
trust your homies after a while.
yeah, you trust your homies. You got to
Trust your homies.
keep your mouth right on that.
Or do
microphone.
you give them the bump first and be like, check this out. Here, you do this first. Check them out for like 5 minutes. How you like that? Is that good? All right, I'll try it now.
Like that.
Well, you know when America really took a turn for the worse
Talk
is
to
when people stopped smoking Marlboro cigarettes and they started smoking strawberry cheesecake vape, which
Ew.
is another thing you see out there at the college party. All of a sudden, you'll get a smell of cheesecake, and you'll be like, "What is that?" And it's one of these college kids like trying to blow a cloud. I mean, what do the kids call it these days? I mean, it is kind of nice.
They got a bunch of them now.
As a
Cheesecake
DJ,
vape.
it's like a smoke machine.
I
for
was
the
going to
DJ.
say they just banned Juuls. Did anybody? Do you guys know that?
I saw that.
They
I saw
banned
that.
Trying to
Juul
go after all
pods.
of them.
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
So that's a lot of what they were blowing. Juul
That's
pods.
hilarious.
Yeah, you just blew a cloud of something, Raymo.
I did.
What the hell is that shit you're smoking?
That is some
Farts.
e-juice I got. It's what's the brand?
What's the
It's called
flavor? Is that
Monster.
bubblegum?
It's called Monster Fruit, I believe. It's blueberry lemonade.
That stuff is dangerous, Raymo. I wouldn't
What?
be smoking it, man.
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Who
with you?
knows?
Dude,
what
I'll
You
tell
were
you
just
what.
smoking
My
it.
my
I
health
wasn't smoking that stuff.
You were
since
smoking
I
it.
stopped smoking cigarettes and started doing that is a million times better. I can run, and you guys see it every week. Like do all the things physical people do. Like I can do that. Couldn't do that 11 years ago. You know why? I was smoking cigarettes. I think
What was your
a lot
brand?
of the misinformation that comes out, like sure, there's probably some risks that are go along with it, but there's way less risk than there is for picking up a pack of cigarettes and smoking them. And I'll tell you what, I will guarantee you, if we look in the right places, we'll find that a lot of the misinformation going out about this shit right here is coming from the tobacco companies and the people that have lost billions of
Oh, yeah.
dollars because people are buying vapes now instead of killing themselves and getting cancer with fucking cigarettes.
And what's going to happen now?
Not saying the markets are corrupt, are you?
And what's going to happen
Remember
now?
No,
back
I would
in the
never
day-
say that.
Remember back in the day, you see TV commercials for like Benson and Hedges and Cools and Newports
All that
and
shit.
stuff like that. And now you don't. If you hear anything on TV about cigarettes, which you really don't hear it at all, it's like they literally phased that part of life out a little bit.
Didn't they
It's
ban
like
cigarette commercials
you
from
hear those
TV?
mo-
They
I'm
did.
pretty sure
Yeah.
they did, yeah.
And they made them put
Yeah.
the little label on it.
Right,
stating
the
that
Surgeon
you're-
General's.
Saying you're
Yeah.
going to die, boy.
That's the only thing that you can,
Or girl,
that somebody else can
or
smoke
boy,
and get
girl, or
cancer.
whatever
and
you
can't too
identify
by being
as.
next to them.
And you can get it from not smoking. Not saying that, it just studies
Talking
show
like
that
secondhand
it
smoke?
raises the risk.
Yeah, fuck cigarettes.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Big Tobacco probably had something to do with it.
Oh yeah,
I thought Big Tobacco was Juul. I thought they ran both sides.
that's probably why they got
of the
banned.
spectrum.
We got
They
we
probably
got
had some
we got
fucked
big
up shit inside of
tobacco.
there.
We got big oil. You know who nobody's ever mad at? Big porn. Everybody likes big porn.
Yeah. The bigger the better.
Is that
Yeah.
is a site? Let me look this up
Alright.
real quick, see if that's a site. Hold on.
Yeah,
Big porn.
It's
You guys are
Pornhub
disgusting.
and YouPorn, I think, are the porn leaders.
Pornhub. Yeah, you know about Pornhub.
Represent.
Porn.
Like,
Shouts
who
out.
needs that much, dude?
That's a lot of fucking porn. I mean, what separates each porn site? Does like one site show porn that the other one doesn't, or
I couldn't tell you.
Just different people.
Oh, don't act like you don't know Raymo.
No,
Like
I
you-
don't.
Wait a
No,
minute.
dude.
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I don't go on the porn sites.
I
The
don't, dude.
Spank master
I can't.
himself.
I got enough shit in the bank, dude. I don't need no. I don't need no
I'm worried,
internet or
I'm worried
phone.
about your
The Cape
prostate.
Coral
Yeah, no.
Strangler.
No, my prostate's fine. Trust me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my
Oh,
computer's
God.
in my studio. There's no way in hell I'm doing that in there.
oh golly.
So you don't. So you just do it
I
visually.
share it with
One of
my
these
wife.
socks
you know?
are
are,
like
are
visually-
Yeah.
sticky.
There's a tile. I have a dog and a cat now. Like, yeah, it's gross.
So I'm trying to
They're
understand.
watching.
Let me
Licking
understand.
it
Hold
up
on.
after. Oh.
So you don't watch porn to work yourself up, or you don't work yourself up. Period.
Oh, no, definitely.
Well,
Which
you
He
one?
do.
always looks at the cat.
But you just look at the dog and the cat.
They help.
I'm trying to understand how you
They
get
help.
where you need to be.
Since the dog don't have opposable thumbs, one takes one side, the other one jumps
Or
on
till
the
dog
other.
licks his
And once
ankles.
in a while, I'll get involved in, just
Once
add
in
a
a while,
little
you
to
gotta
the
reach
middle.
For the, reach
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
peanut
yeah,
butter,
yeah,
really
yeah.
get them involved.
kind of squeeze the boys on the bottom.
Ray likes for the cat to be the
You guys are
dominant.
dicks. Yeah.
All right,
She
well,
purrs. It's a
let's-
vibration.
let's
Feels
move
good.
on to our next topic.
Thank
That's
you.
classic.
Great.
All
Get out of
right.
my fucking bedroom, guys.
Welcome to the
Or
land of.
bathroom.
This is the land of gun care and health control here in America.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Roe versus Wade has been overturned. And I know people are really, really upset about it, especially the women. I've seen all kinds of vagina memes out there on the internet. And I know TK was downtown and he saw some people that were protesting and yelling and screaming. He has some video that you can go see on his Instagram. But people are really, really upset about it. I'll start with you, Memphis. When you first saw that this was overturned, we talked about it a few weeks ago that it might happen. It's now happened. What was your first thought when you saw the headline?
Well, I was like, another sad day in America continuously. That would happen. And so then I'm like, well, what's next? Because if they can overturn this, Brown versus Board of Education, Loving versus Virginia, it's a lot of things. Clarence Thomas, excuse me, came after that was like he wanted to start looking into like same-sex marriages, contraceptive, shit like that. And I'm just like, ugh, this place has always been disgusting, but I didn't think it could keep going. It's digging itself into a hole like this.
But do you also believe that there is a responsibility of women out there to not use abortion as a birth control? I mean, I don't think that you should just be out there laying on
think-
your back and getting pregnant and being like, oh, no big deal. I'm just going to have it sucked out tomorrow. I mean,
Now,
I don't
are
think
there-
that's right either,
That's
right?
not right. That's not right.
I don't think anybody does
but-
that, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a myth, dude.
But-
That's bullshit that somebody tries to tell you to make you see. Like, I can guarantee you that the mental strain on a woman to having to make that decision,
That's a
you
really
know,
hard decision
in
to make.
most cases, like, unless she's sick and hopped up on drugs, I can guarantee you that is not how any woman would look at that situation. And that, I'm sorry, I just can't believe that is a typical situation. Like, this is a traumatizing experience for fucking anybody, bro. Now, should anybody be able to do, like, it needs to be discussed and medical people need to be involved in shit like that. Like, this is a horrible, horrible, horrible decision that is just short-sighted and extremely religious based. It's bullshit, okay? Because, yeah, you know, you don't want to think of that made up fucking scenario happening, but what about the woman who, you know, is 6 months in and the doctor says, look, you're both gonna die.
Yeah,
No,
is
no,
that abortion?
No, listen, you're both gonna die if you have the baby.
Yeah, but they
So
all
you can
they
have
all
an
have
abortion.
provisions for that.
You
They
can
have
no-
provisions for that. In
Well,
any
if they
cases
do-
where
if
the
they do-
mother is going to die, they
If
all have provisions for that.
If they,
But it's
but see,
except for
that's what I'm
maybe
saying.
like one
Well,
or two that I'm seeing it's a little weird right now.
Sure, no. Listen, my argument isn't that it should just be, hey, you know, free abortions for everybody. Okay, but to say nobody can fucking have it anytime, and that we should even be making laws telling any fucking body they can do anything with their fucking body. And I
Well,
look
they,
as
they were
women.
telling you that you need to
like
get a
take
vaccine.
I
or
look
you-
at. I look at. They never made you. That's
they
not.
were making
Some
laws.
jobs,
no.
some jobs was making you, or you can't work here.
But it wasn't a lot of jobs.
Okay,
I mean, there were some,
Okay.
there were some.
That it's different from going into a workplace and infecting 100 people, 150, 200, 300, however many people work
That's
there
also
with a
soft,
fucking deadly disease, as opposed to a woman having to decide whether or not she wants to
But why does
do that. Like,
Can I ask,
but-
why does the woman get to decide whether the baby lives or dies?
why do you?
I'm not saying why does
No,
the
no.
woman.
Why do you?
No, why does the woman get to decide
No,
if the baby
she-
lives or
she-
dies? I'm
she
asking
doesn't.
you. You're
I
just
can-
asking
I
me
can-
a different question. You're
No,
not answering the
No,
question.
the question is, the answer is
Why does the woman get to
because
decide whether the baby lives or
it's
dies?
her body, it's her decision.
But what about
It's-
the baby's body?
It's the man's seed also that helped plan it. I
Okay,
mean,
well, yeah, no, he should definitely be involved in that. But fucking history has proven that motherfuckers ain't as likely as we'd like to believe to be involved with our little children. And that's part
That's
of
true,
probably
too.
society's problem today. Well, a lot of us like to believe, or a lot of people do say. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's think about it and look at it from a macro perspective, from a freaking, you know, a long shot here view. Like, it doesn't have to be
So you're saying it's a
not
financial
at all.
choice?
No, I'm saying it needs to be a personal choice, that needs to be a medical decision, that needs to be made by the woman with everybody else who she feels should be involved in the decision with her, not fucking some old white dude in fucking Washington D.C. or some jackass
Well, can I just
holding
say
the
that-
fucking gavel.
that
That's bullshit.
Six white dudes enacted Roe back in the day. So it was 6 white dudes
Okay,
that
awesome.
federally
Well,
enacted
they were
abortion
obviously a
for
lot
all
more
of these
fucking
women.
progressive than
hold
the
on.
dicks in office
hold
now.
On. Those 6 white dudes told all the women in the country, here, abort your babies federally. You can all abort your babies. Don't you think that's the same thing?
No, it's
Giving them the opportunity to.
Abort your baby?
Making them from not doing it in the fucking alley and
All right,
killing
well, let me-
themselves over
They
doing
shouldn't
it.
do it anyways
Well, let
in
me
the
ask a
alley.
question.
It should
All
be
right,
rare
dude. You
and
know,
it should
there's
be
a lot
safe.
of women who get raped by like family members and shit. Like,
Okay, well, let's
Th-
talk about
that's
that. I need to talk
terrible.
about that.
Go ahead,
And
TK.
I wrote something down about that. 1%, and this is an article out of USA Today, since you want me to quote my sources, here it is.
okay,
1% of women get an abortion because of rape, and 0.5% get it, less than 0.5% get it because of incest. 1%.
so what happens with that 1% though? Can they have an abortion? Is there exceptions?
I think that, I don't know. That's a hard question.
There should be, I think.
Should
My
be a
personal
pretty-
opinion.
pretty
that's what I'm
easy answer.
saying. Like, it doesn't
But it
have
is-
to be all no. It can be a compromise. It can be something that can be worked out with the decision of a medical professional,
Look,
the
let me-
woman
let me
in
just say,
question,
it really
and
does,
anybody else she feels needs to be involved. I don't know what's so terrible about that, because you know what? If my prostate swole like a fucking watermelon, I'd want to have something to fucking say about
But the
that.
watermelon's
What
not
if
going to
they-
grow into a person and have a life.
all right. Let me
But
ask you
you
this.
No,
know
but it
anything?
could kill me. But it could kill me.
But then they have provisions for that.
Okay, well, that's
We're
what
talking
I'm
about
saying.
like
There needs to
regular
be.
childbirth.
There needs to
Ramo.
be not there. Well, a ban, an all-out ban, is not.
No, I'm
fucking
not.
the
I would
answer.
never say an
Yeah.
all-out ban on
Oh,
abortion.
that's all I'm
An
saying.
all-out ban on anything does not work. It
That's
does
all
not
I'm
work.
saying. That's
Does
all
not
Okay,
I'm
work.
saying.
Mem-
I'm not. I
Memphis.
would never call for that.
Memphis, what do you want to say?
All right. All right, I got a question, TK.
Mhm.
Since it seemed to me like you're totally like pro-life.
No,
I think
basi-
everybody's
no,
pro-life,
I'm
right?
pro-life.
You
but
want people
No,
to live
I-
if they can, right?
So
I'm
Yeah, I
pro-life.
think I
Should-
think we need to change how we describe this whole discussion.
should
too.
every single man that's not married have automatic vasectomies?
Oh, I saw that argument, and I mean, the thing about that is,
I didn't know it was an argument. It was something I just thought of just now.
well,
so
people
I
were
didn't know
saying,
it was-
no, actually, the girls were saying
You
that the
gotta
men
force-
should
I've
have
heard
forced
that.
You might as well force
vasectomies
it.
Yeah,
at
I've
this
heard
point.
that.
right.
And
Okay.
I mean that
It
would be
does
the
take
same
two.
thing though.
Because if that's the case, then you have to force men to do the same
Listen,
do the same thing.
Joe
That's
Biden
not-
in his
It
earliest
has, it has nothing to do with Joe Biden. This
Listen,
stuff,
I
ain't
just
been-
want to say what he said. Joe Biden, as early as 2006, said that abortion should be safe and rare, right? And I think that that's the same thing as I think. I don't think it should be banned, but I think it should be safe and rare and
Regulated.
Sending it back to the states, although I wouldn't have thought the Supreme
No.
Court would have done that. And with the political unrest, hey, look, I'm not in charge of that, but the states are the laboratories of democracy. Sending it back to the states is not the death of democracy; it's the beginning of democracy for
No,
it.
but they knew goddamn
In
well
each
what they
state-
were doing.
Not
No,
unless-
no, no.
Not unless you live in
no.
the states of Texas, Oklahoma,
Well,
Arkansas,
right, there are
Missouri,
50 of
Louisiana,
them.
Mississippi,
They know what
That's
states are
right.
gonna be
There are
Florida.
50 of them.
Louisiana.
Florida.
That's right. The government
Alabama,
shouldn't.
Georgia,
the government shouldn't have been
Florida.
regulating abortion in the first place. That's not their job. And if they were going to regulate it, Obama had the chance to codify Roe v. Wade into law
He did.
in the Constitution. He didn't.
did. That's
No, he
true.
didn't, or they wouldn't have been able to overturn it. He didn't, and that's why
Did
Well, I
he
know-
were
I know
try?
he didn't
And
do,
did
but I
he
know-
try? Did he try and
No,
get
he didn't.
freaking
No.
shut out like he did so many other
he
fucking
actually,
things?
No, he actually came out and said it wasn't one of his top priorities. He did
Okay,
say that.
so,
So
well,
I remember him saying
sure.
that. He could have did that.
And if
Okay,
he
so
would have
and-
did that,
but
they wouldn't
even
have been able to
still, like,
overturn it.
yeah.
Look, they overturned it because
Somebody
Trump
needed to do
appointed
that.
justices that were conservative. Conservative justices are going to overturn Roe v. Wade. Obama said elections have consequences. That's
Oh, big
apparently
time.
what happened.
No shit. Of
Oh, no,
course. We
exactly-
figured that shit
knew-
out.
we
And
knew-
the wheels
This
of
is still-
justice go
but
back
this
and
is-
forth
but
and
no,
back
this
and
is-
forth.
But come on, man, this is ridiculous. At this point in age, at this day and time, we shouldn't even be having this fucking discussion. It's ludicrous to even think that our granddaughters are going to be fighting a war that our great grandmothers had to fight so many years ago. It's fucking stupid. We're supposed, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's fucking do that. But I want all of you motherfuckers to admit right now we are not the fucking best country on earth.
That's
I would
to
never
me. It
say
seems
that.
like it's
Do
a-
it.
Never
To me,
say
it
that.
Do
seems
it.
like it's
Then
a,
you
it's a
can't
part-
freaking
I would never
have
say
that
that.
stance.
Let's hear what
Because we
Delia has
can't
to say.
do
He keeps
that
trying to get
women.
in, and Ramo, you got a loud fucking mouth. You don't let Delia
I do.
talk.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin on this. I have a lot of feelings towards it.
What are the first that come to you?
It's kind of like the shit that we were talking about. I mean, I've been talking about this shit since 2015. It's like the fear that I had with this administration coming in and the repercussions of the future. And it just seems to me like of all the I hate to like paint the black and white, the left versus right, but it always seems to be the conservatives that are like terrified to death of like the liberals that are gonna come in and change everything, take your freedoms away, kind of like go after your rights. But look at who are the ones that are actually fucking doing it. The ones that are actually taking away human rights in America.
Preach.
And if you don't, I mean, like I said, it's a slippery
Well, aren't the
slope. But, like, what-
justices conservative? The ones that are
the ones that were appointed by Trump are?
But
Yeah.
what rights are being taken away?
a woman's right
Freedom.
To make a decision for
yeah,
herself.
She can get an abortion still. She just can't get it in a state
She just
where
has
the
to- she
voters
just has to fly
choose,
fucking five
where the
hours away
voters
from
Voters,
California to get
dude,
him?
you cannot be that
where the
naive,
voters
man.
in
Come
that
on.
state
Alright.
choose
Come
that,
on, bro.
so nobody's voting.
Alright.
So you must be saying that Joe Biden isn't the president if you're saying
on.
that the
So,
elections are
let me
rigged.
Wait,
ask
I don't know
this.
where your mind goes after certain
So
shit,
if-
bro.
What?
Like,
So it's
that is not what
all
we're
right,
saying.
So I have something. I have something that it says. I'm looking at the map for states that are where it's still legal, states where it's illegal.
where can we go to have an abortion, Memphis?
You can go to Washington State, Oregon State, Nevada, California, New Mexico, Colorado, Illinois, Wisconsin, New York State, and all those other little states up there in the northeastern region, except for Pennsylvania, which is interesting. And like
do we know how
DC
many
area.
states? How many states can you get an abortion in? Do you have that number?
I don't have a number, but the states that
Can we get that number? Somebody get that number.
Yeah.
I did see here where Netflix, Disney, and even more companies
they're
are
going
going
to be
to cover.
protecting their employees.
They're going to cover travel for
Yeah.
employees that want an abortion. That I guess it's a good thing for the company to be willing to do that. It just seems odd.
$3,000 and here you go, get rid of the
So-
baby,
so-
get
so-
back to
so-
work.
so-
Let's
so-
go.
Hold on. So wait.
Okay,
So
my
Exactly.
point, coming back to one of my points is because like TK was talking about how like this reason. To me, it doesn't matter if you decide for your family that it's best for you and your future not to have that child in this moment. There really shouldn't be a reason besides I don't want to. That's the end.
But
of the
how
day for
many?
me.
Should there be a limit? I mean, how many times should you be able to do that?
Right, I'm sure there's like drastic cases on all sides, but like Raymo was saying, I don't think anybody's just lining up around the block to have their 12th abortion this month.
No.
Yeah.
26 states.
But hold on. But
26.
if
Yeah,
that-
just the amount of like work and like that they takes to go through, man.
Well, here's something. So say that was the case, right? This whole boogeyman theory. Then by the looks of this,
give 'em a pass
it's going
after
to.
10.
But
Yeah, sure.
the vast majority of the states where people are totally against this are literally the South and parts of the Upper Midwest.
Right. Typical.
So, but also
you'd
what
expect
people
That's
haven't.
conservative areas.
But what people don't know, that's the Bible Belt.
Sure.
That's the Bible Belt.
sure.
So
yeah.
this whole thing
Understood.
is about like you guys were saying, like these people, like this Christianity.
It's
way
religion
of-
Has to be
based.
stamped out.
And then that's why you
No,
have
not at all.
But this is
It just
but
can't
it's
be a
also
part of
but,
this.
but
Sounds like it, though.
Catholicism, you know, it's the same way. You know,
You know what I saw
Look,
the
if you
other
want,
day?
you have to
And-
be
and-
tolerant of other people's
but
views
the
if you
thing-
want
but
them
the-
to be
no,
tolerant
but-
of your views.
no,
and
but
look,
see, here's the thing,
they're
that's-
not banning it outright.
Seth,
They're-
no,
but it
But the
shouldn't even-
voters,
it's not
the
about
voters are having a chance.
But it's not about banning it outright. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be a
even
discussion.
yeah, it shouldn't even like for what? Why are we having this conversation? It shouldn't even be there, right? So that's why I said, well, if women got to do
What
this,
shouldn't be there?
single men have to get vasectomies.
What?
Should be like lining up, get them shit snipped.
I saw a quote the other. Okay, go ahead.
Damn you!
Go ahead,
Damn
do
it, Memphis. What's
Uh,
going
I
on?
saw a quote the other day now that like my mother said that now a rapist can go and choose his baby's mom,
That's fucked
I've
up,
seen
though.
that.
right?
That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
I don't
that's
know if that's
weird.
entirely true, but
That's weird.
I mean,
Just-
I
just the
understand the
idea,
point
you
of
know
it.
what
But
I'm
I
saying?
hope
Sure,
that's
a rapist
if you
can- a
living
rapist
in the
can go
state,
and
if you
choose
living
their
in the
mother
state
now.
of
Yeah.
Texas
Mhm.
or New Mexico and you ain't got no money to get to New Mexico or Colorado to get an abortion, you stuck. You gotta have that kid, or you
Right.
gonna got to go to a
There's
dress
going to be a
and
lot
measure.
more people all of a sudden. Like,
Or if
damn,
you
where did all
live-
these people come from? What the hell?
Or if you live in
It's like
this,
a line of McDonald's
if
is so
you
damn
live in
long.
the great state of Florida, the closest state that you can get an illegal abortion is the state of Illinois. Do you know how far? If you live in Miami, but
I
you
made
got to
that
get
trip.
to East St. Louis, which is on the upper side of the river from where I'm from,
Uh-huh.
from Miami to East St. Louis to get an illegal abortion. Do you know how much it's going to cost to do that? But you ain't got the money to do it. So what do? You do the how you gonna do to try to kill a baby and possibly kill yourself?
What about putting the baby up for adoption?
It says here
There are more
Coca-Cola
kids.
will.
No.
There are
There are so
hundreds
many
of thousands
kids
of kids waiting to be
in the
adopted
adoption
already.
Terrible.
agency
Yeah.
that have been there, and most of them are kids from black and brown descent.
A lot
And
of them
these
get
kids,
killed, too.
and these kids get shipped off to the
Right.
worstest places.
And if you don't have
and then
the-
they want to try to use this, adopt a baby. I would not want any crazy motherfucker today, especially in these and I don't want to make it like a race thing, but it's white people or the main ones pushing this shit. That
White people
some
be crazy.
some
I thought it was a black justice. I thought it was a black justice that wrote the.
We'll talk
but
about
we're
him
gonna talk
later.
about him in a second
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he
Calm down.
I'll talk about him in a second. But these crazy motherfuckers like, want somebody to believe in this unmythical person and all this other blah 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 versus let motherfuckers be whoever the fuck they want to be. Fuck that, man. That's some bullshit. That's some
Man,
bullshit. But now this person that lives in Miami who can't get to East St. Louis to have this fucking abortion gotta have this fucking kid.
Right, and if
but
you don't
it's
have the
gonna
money,
continue-
if you don't have the money to
and
make
then
it
it's a
to
continuous perpetual. It's the circle going over.
right, if you don't have
It's
the
all
money to
about
make it to St.
race
Louis, what makes you think you have the
controls.
money to raise that kid?
Exactly.
Obviously, we all know how we feel about it. We haven't heard from Gentry on what he thinks and feels about
I
it.
feel like I said what I said, but I'll say it again. I think that it should be a case by case basis in a sense. If you've
I agree
been
with that.
raped by your uncle,
Yeah.
and that's you shouldn't have to have that baby if you were raped by anyone.
I'll buy
So if
into
it was
that.
on the
I'll buy
so if
into
it was
that whole
so if
theory.
it was on the ballot, would you vote for it just like you said?
Yeah,
Even if that means it's voting against how you normally vote.
yeah, I would.
I think those cases are easy to think about. The hard ones to think about are just the girl that gets pregnant because she wanted to fuck.
There's
and she
also
gets
Plan
pregnant,
B out there.
and she gets pregnant. The guy wants to get some too. They got to have a baby now, and hey, I want to have a career. I don't want this baby right now. It's better for me and my family financially. But
it
then
don't
again,
always go that way. It don't always go
my
that
thing
way.
is normally I think that hey, whatever, that's fine. But in some cases, I think it could be a little perverse if the person has had maybe a few of them or something, and maybe that should be looked at where some people can't have a bunch of them.
I can assure you
yeah.
that there's DCS involved in cases like that.
Yeah, that's my only thing.
Well,
But look,
I got to be honest. I was involved with a girl who had an abortion when I was young, probably 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, at first, when I found out, it took me back, but I
Sure.
was ready to be a dad.
I hear you.
And she decided that she wanted to abort the baby. And then I just felt like, who am I to say that she can't? So I just said, it is up to you. You can do it. But at the end of the day,
You should
I
have
still
been.
think about that.
Sure.
Certain
Right.
days.
Yeah,
it
I get
weighs
it.
on your mind.
There's nothing wrong with. I agree 100% that if there's somebody else involved and they want to be involved, they should at least have a say in the discussion. There's no question
But it
about
should
that.
be their choice.
Right. And I'm not like I'm saying. All out ban is just can't do it.
Right. Nobody's saying that there should be an all-out ban. I think the overturning of Roe, and I think that something was cool that I saw the other day was it's the same thing as the Second Amendment. If you were to overturn the Second Amendment, you would have to get all this more than half of the states to ratify it. You'd have to send it to the Constitution up there to Washington. There's another little
Sure.
flippity do. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but that would send it back to the states just like Roe. So even if you overturn the Second Amendment, first of all the guns would still be
No
out
doubt.
there.
Sure.
But secondly, all the red states would still allow people to have guns,
Sure.
and all the blue states would immediately ban guns outright. So I didn't know that. But that's kind of interesting. I heard that.
On the next Cops, we will be showing up and busting young girls who are trying to have abortions. We'll be running up and taking down these aborters.
How will we find them?
Well, because
funny.
they'll be fat one day and they'll be skinny the next.
Oh, jeez.
And we're gonna
Louise.
He's such a dick.
We're gonna take them down. What you gonna do when they come for you, bitch?
But it's
You better
crazy.
have that, baby.
Do we have a baby sound?
They want to
anywhere?
protect you when you in the womb, but the time you come out, you fucked.
Did you
Damn
see?
right.
Did you see what the penalty is if
That's
you get
life.
caught? I have the information here. It says, let's see here.
You
Those
have to have
convicted.
another baby.
Those can. If you're convicted
good.
under the statute,
Uh-huh.
you would face a maximum fine of $1,000
Oh, ain't too bad.
and a maximum jail time of 12 months.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
if you are the woman who is aborting the baby. Now, if you are the doctor
You're fucked.
who is actually doing the procedure and you are performing an abortion, it is a Class A felony with up to 99 years in prison. And attempted abortion is a Class C felony punishable by 1 to 10 years if you're just attempting. If you have a sign up saying, hey, come here, baby.
You even got a coat hanger and you get
Yeah.
near somebody.
1 to 10 if you're just talking about doing it.
What if it's
99
plastic?
if you're doing it. Now, what if
Plastic. He said.
Now, what about the Plan B pill? Because I've heard the girls that, they have their legs open, they let them leave it in, and then the next
That's
day
disgusting.
they take Plan B. Have you heard anything about this Plan B medicine?
I've heard about it.
I've heard
Now,
about
do you
it.
put the Plan B in your pussy or do you eat it?
I think
it's
they
like
swallow.
pill.
It's like
Oh,
a like
pill.
an aspirin or some
Okay.
shit. But I mean, I don't. How healthy is that for them? Is that yeah? Is it? Does it like? I don't know much about it, so I
All right,
can't even.
let's
speak on
read about it. I just looked
Listen
it
to
up.
that show sometimes.
If you want to buy, a box of Plan B, it's available at your local Walgreens or CVS.
It's like Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, it's right next to the Alka-Seltzer.
Right.
Oh God.
I'll tell you, it will put
Plop,
you.
plop,
It
fizz,
will.
fizz.
It
Oh,
will.
what a
It's,
relief it is.
it's cheaper than an abortion, though. It's only $49.99 at your local CVS.
Damn.
So 50
Is this
bucks
like a
for
series of
basically for
pills?
one, or
That's why people don't buy
These
them
are
all
for
the time.
one.
It says here, now it's sold at the drive-thru. How convenient.
McDonald's?
That's what it says. How convenient. No, at the CVS. Plan B one-step emergency contraception is a backup plan that helps to prevent pregnancy after unprotected sex or birth control failure.
I feel like in 20 years we're gonna hear that. We're gonna
So
hear
is there
one
a
of the
problem with
commercials.
that?
So it says when used as directed, it can significantly decrease the chance that you will get pregnant. About 7 out of 8 women who would have gotten pregnant and let that guy leave his dick inside they will not become pregnant after taking Plan B.
Now here's a little TK tip.
Where'd
You got to
you get
bust on her face.
7 out of 10.
Pull it out
He's disgusting.
and bust it on.
Don't
her
get
face.
us canceled, TK. you know.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
We're-
man, what are you doing?
Some other shows have been canceled
Yeah, we like
for some of
sponsors.
their content. We would like to thank the Home Depot for sponsoring us.
we appreciate it.
And,
we love our tools.
Yes, we do.
I got a home improvement project anyway. Thank you
Me too.
for helping me
Okay.
out.
It also says here about Plan B, there's no prescription required or an ID required. You don't have to show any ID. You can go in there and I guess 12-year-olds can go pick her up a little box of Plan B at the CVS.
Like
She
you buy an
needs
old
it.
box of
It says there,
cigarettes.
it says there's no age restrictions.
All right, well,
Now, here's what Plan B will not do for you children. It does not protect you against HIV, AIDS, or any other chlamydias, your STDs.
been there.
So
Yeah. Ooh.
you may get the herp, but that baby, those baby problems are off your plate. You go with Plan B.
You lose one, gain another.
So it does look like the.
Who here has kids?
That is definitely
Who
an
all here
option.
has kids?
I have kids.
So Gentry has kids. Ramo has kids.
You know
Delia,
Delia, do you have any kids? You got to talk into the mic.
the
Delia.
mic's off. No, it's busted up now.
My mic not working?
There it is. There we go. He's back.
You got to talk on.
Back. No.
No kids.
No plan
I
to
have
ever
no-
have any, honestly.
I have
Really?
You
no-
still sleep in the middle of the bed, man.
What about you, Memphis?
I like my middle of the bed too much.
I don't know. I don't have any kids.
Not that he claims.
I don't have
Not
any
that
kids.
I claim.
How do you sleep with a woman in every state other than Montana and
Right.
Wyoming? And you got
I
no
ain't
kids?
buying that shit.
Abortion. No,
He
I'm
probably
just
got kids. Every state system. Nah.
Damn.
I mean,
He's like Quagmire. He's gonna like go to a different state and see a little kid that looks just like his ass. They're gonna be like, Daddy!
I don't want to get in your personal problems,
no,
but are you
I don't have-
you and your wife trying to have any children? Do you want to have children or you
yeah,
don't
maybe,
want to have children?
yeah, maybe if it's meant, I mean, would I mind seeing me another little me run around? Of course.
You weren't saying that shit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that shit a couple weeks ago.
Let's move on to another topic, Raymond. What are you trying to do?
Oh, we made it past the abortion topic.
We did.
Yeah, let's move past
That was
abortion.
cool. Yeah, that was cool.
Thank God.
We'll probably talk
Good
about
talk,
it
good
again.
talk.
Nobody
Good
got
It was a
got-
good
It'll
talk.
definitely come back up again, I'm sure.
This is a sad one. I mean, I hate to keep bringing up news. It's
Golly, man, what's going on,
sad,
man?
but 51 migrants were found dead inside an
Ah,
abandoned
damn.
Texas trailer truck. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
Yeah, in San
Saw this one.
Antonio.
Terrible. Disgusting. They used steak seasoning to try to hide the smell of the bodies. They
What?
sprinkled
Really?
these people
Steak
with
seasoning?
steak seasoning.
Weren't they migrants?
Now, if it wasn't Dale's, no, I'm just kidding.
You sure it wasn't
That's
sazon? Huh? Some adobo?
plug.
If it wasn't that, if it wasn't that,
It smelled like steak burrito.
Sweet baby
Yeah,
rays.
maybe a little cumin. Some salt and pepper.
Yeah, if they would have
That's
used
fucked
adobo,
up.
they would have never known.
That's
No.
sad, man. Very sad.
No, that is
That's terrible, man.
That is.
I just don't understand.
whatever
So I
reason.
guess what's going on is people are wanting to get out of Mexico so much that they're willing to pay these people that, like, I don't understand how it works, but I guess somebody shows up and says, hey, you want to go to USA, the land of the free? Ride with me. It's only going to cost you what? Your life? I mean, what are they charging to get you across the border? I really don't know how it works, but it looks like people are blaming Joe Biden. People are blaming Joe Biden.
No,
Ain't that
of
right,
course, he's the
TK?
president. There.
I wish I knew, but I'm
They're
not going to
gonna blame
Google
him.
that. How much does it cost to get across the border?
Aren't they blaming Joe Biden?
Who?
For all,
Depends on who
the
you're talking
border
to.
crisis.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Depends on-
I'm sure some
Right.
people
I mean, like,
are. Some people
why
aren't.
would they blame Joe Biden? He didn't do it.
Well,
TK, tell them why they would blame Joe Biden.
The reason they would blame Joe Biden is because he reversed the Remain in Mexico policy, and he's trying to fight to sue to reverse Title 42, which would also further open the border. So basically, they're saying you're incentivizing people to come here. So they're saying it's your fault.
We are supposed to be the land of free, right?
Well, it depends.
They
Right.
need
Oh,
to
you
come.
are.
They need to
Yeah,
come
it's
calm
safe
down.
and
Be
Calm
injustice
down.
for all,
I
man.
wish they could just
Nope.
come safe and legal, and everybody could.
What makes
Come
you
here
think
It's
they
not
not
safely and
coming
easy,
legally.
safe?
man. It's not easy, dude. It's not that easy.
I would, it sucks.
Do you
It
not
sucks
remember the
that-
It's not
Haitians
that
that were
easy.
on
I
the
understand
border?
it. It's
Trust me,
not
yeah,
that
yeah,
easy.
yeah. No,
I just wish that that it didn't have to be like
No,
that, and people
definitely,
didn't have to be
Yeah, this happening.
left
of
in an
course.
18-wheeler like that. It's disgusting.
100%.
It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
This is terrible.
And I hope they catch everybody was involved with that and give them. They got 3 of them locked up, so I hope they give them the books. And they don't do what they did to the fentanyl people. They just caught a bunch of people with like tons of fentanyl and just let them go. Did you see
Oh
that?
damn!
That
No,
was
I
crazy.
didn't miss that.
Ramo's like, "Where's that fentanyl?"
Yeah,
going?"
yeah. I'll let you.
I don't know what it is about San Antonio.
I know San Antonio, man.
Swallowing.
It seems like it happens there a lot. I'm reading here some of the facts. It says the city has been the scene of previous mass deaths of migrants.
Well, they're right there, right?
10
Close to the
people died. I mean, not as close as El Paso,
Mm.
10 people died in 2017 after being trapped inside a truck that was
Ugh.
parked at a Walmart in San Antonio.
Terrible.
And then in 2003, 19 migrants were found sweltering in a truck
Oh.
southeast of San Antonio, right outside the city.
It's crazy.
Now the point of the moral of this story is don't get in a fucking truck if somebody says get in the back of a truck.
I know, but then how are
Ever.
you not going to be seen? You have to go through border control. How are they hiding
But
these?
why would you
people?
try to? They just walk across and they just let you in. You just claim
Yeah,
asylum.
but I
now.
bet they go after, just like people that prey on naive old people here in the United States. I'm sure they prey
lie
on
to them.
young.
They tell them they can't be
naive
seen.
I have a
people.
question.
Right.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Why is it if you from Cuba,
Right.
you swim across?
Get sent back.
No, the moment you step one toe here in the United States, you can stay.
I don't know
No,
if that's
they
the
send
case
them
anymore.
back
No.
now.
I don't think that's the case
Right
anymore.
now they're sending them back.
That's not the case
But
anymore.
there was a
I
time
think
where
he's
you
right.
could.
That's true.
There was.
That's because
Ilian Gonzalez. Remember that name?
Yeah, I
Ilian
remember
Gonzalez.
Ilian. Yeah, I
I do.
remember that.
Remember
little
that
motherfucker.
fight?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I remember that.
That
little
was
motherfucker.
fun.
Yeah.
He's
That
like
was
a
long.
grown ass man now.
Yeah. He's listening to this podcast. Ilian! We
Go
remember
on.
you, bro! Oye,
He's a communist.
wey! Cuba!
Nah, Ilian's a communist, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah, he's in the government now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, much love to the migrants that are trying to make it across the border. I wish that we could come up with a scenario in which
We
there
are
was
all
checks and
migrants in this
balances.
life, Gentry.
Yeah, we are. We all came from somewhere else.
I got a quick question about this story though. Before we close it out, you're saying they were migrant workers and they were found dead in San Antonio, Texas. That means they made it across the border. Why didn't somebody just open the fucking door whenever they left the truck
Well,
abandoned?
I know that's so
Can you
fucked
open the
up
door
that they
from the
didn't open
inside
that
of a
damn
truck?
door.
A semi?
No. But they could have outside it before they left.
That's
Like, why
messed
would they
up.
leave? Yeah, it is. That's
My
fucked
thing
up.
is
Like,
this.
you
My-
made it past
I
the
thought
line.
about that, and the only thing I thought is maybe some of them died on the way, and then when they looked in the back, there were some of them dead, and they were like, "Oh shit, fuck this."
Or
They
they're
just
just
left them there.
scumbag
Yeah, it's true.
cartel
Yeah,
members
just-
that like just say, "Hey, we're going to take all your money
and kill
and
you.
take everything you have, and
just
then we're going to
leave you."
lock you in. And good
Yep.
luck. We'll
Fuck
go back
you.
and get another batch of them."
And why even bother bringing them across?
Yeah, they would have made
More
mules
money.
out of them or something. Yeah, no, they don't make money like
They
that.
were
I
probably
don't
the
think.
most
You
mad
think?
about losing the semi. Those M&Fers,
Don't they got like tons of cocaine to sell and stuff?
Yeah.
They gotta sell
Crystal,
people?
and that
Yeah.
other fennel.
They don't need to sell people.
No, the dude they make forget over 100 million a day doing the trafficking, just
Yeah,
getting
but-
people across the border. 100 million a
really?
day. It's insane,
Damn, we should look into it, guys.
dude. Oh, right on the drop, Gentry.
Did you see now that there is a Florida law? We are coming to you live from Florida.
We are.
Yes.
That's fun.
There is
Florida
a
man is
new
real, folks.
Florida law that lets police pull you over if you got loud music on.
What?
I'm too old for that.
If you're
Are you
dropping
bullshitting?
that bass,
I yell
they
at
can
kids.
pull you over.
I wish I could say this matters to me, but my car doesn't have a system where it would even matter.
Not that
Great.
loud.
Another reason to pull over a black
I'm
man.
good. Yeah.
Oh, holding the black
What are you
man
saying?
down.
White people don't have nice stereos?
No, they do.
I'm
but
not saying
I'm
that,
just
but
kidding.
I'm
I'm
saying.
just kidding.
let's.
Ain't that a bitch? Fuck
see,
DeSantis, man. Fuck him and his lineage.
Oh, is that
Did
where we're going?
DeSantis
We
do
can go
this?
there. Can we go
Ah,
there?
dude,
Fuck him.
It's
Was-
just.
was-
That's a
It's
Florida
ridiculous.
law,
It's
so he
ridiculous.
had to sign it. He had to sign
That
it,
is,
right?
That's fair.
Fuck him. He picking fights with everybody, Disney and everybody
Right.
else for whatever reasons.
They must be
But now,
rocking,
like, cause motherfucker
they
can't
must
ride
be
around and
rocking
got
the
the stereo
boom by
that
his
he
house
bought.
wherever he lives.
Listen,
You think? Yeah.
listen. Somebody worked hard
That's it.
all their life to get a car worth
A
calling
lot
their
of money.
own.
Sure.
And then like one thing they said, I'm gonna have a nice ass stereo in my car, and they make the money to do that, and they just want to ride around and listen to their investments, so to speak, right?
I think
And
it's
now
cool,
you
except
got-
for in residential
now you got-
neighborhoods, it's
And
rude.
now you got one time now can come pull your ass
Old
over and
cog.
shit.
Well,
Man, fuck
no.
that.
Here's my take on it. Not to say that like very extremely loud music isn't annoying as fuck. Because like honestly, like that's cool that you're listening to what you're listening to, but I really don't give a fuck that you're listening to that.
Thank
but
you.
on the other side of it, it does give
Yes, I hate
people
that.
of authority a untangible reason in order to take out a particular vengeance on somebody without any repercussions.
The text
because
law,
it's
the texting
just
law, the
it's
tint
just
law.
no. They have that on camera. They can see your back of the head looking down at the sound. There's not there should they have if they're gonna do a law like that. I think they should have some type of mechanism that can say, "Hey, I'm this far back."
And I heard
Well,
this
they
and
do.
And
regular-
this is how loud
They do
it is.
have,
okay,
But they're
see,
not
what-
recording that though, and they
That's
won't
what
have
they have-
that as evidence.
They have
I
to
like
be
that,
able to do
Ramo.
that.
I like that.
They
I
have
like
to
where
be
you're
able to
going
do
with
that. If they're gonna do that, they have to be able to
We
do
What
that.
if
agree.
it's, but what if it was just your one of those hyped up car mufflers or some shit, one of them little rice burners, and just, you
Those are
just
more
loud.
annoying to me.
And
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
Get those
Can they do that
motherfuckers.
too?
But
It's just-
technically, that's noise coming from your
It is.
vehicle. So
Yeah.
you gonna put somebody over for that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Lock those dudes up.
Or what if you riding in your car and you're on the phone, but people can hear it, whether your windows up or if you got the sunroof up, whatever. But that's still technically noise coming out your vehicle.
Well, that bitch
Or
must
they
be
still gonna
talking
get
real
pulled. You
loud.
gonna
It
get
would
flagged
have
for
to
that
be a
too.
I can hear your
decibel.
conversation.
That's
on
what
the
I'm saying.
phone,
Like,
yeah, you
I
should-
mean, no, nobody want to hear nobody conversation.
good.
But I'm saying, like, that's some bullshit. Another reason to fuck with
What, Puerto
somebody.
Rican?
Let me
You
also
know?
say that I was driving home
that.
yesterday, and there were no less
Fuck
than
the
2
Sanders,
cars that
bitch.
went past me at like 120 miles an hour and were driving insane like they were possessed. If you can't deal with those people, don't worry about people's stereo. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, you don't even got people
And
out there
most
to
of the
deal with
damn-
these people that are actually doing
Oh,
stuff.
come on now, TK. We know we don't actually put laws into effect that matter.
Right.
Yeah, and then most
And they
there
don't,
always-
they
there
don't
always go-
enforce the
there's- yeah, there
ones
always
that
go
they're over
punks
here
anyway.
worrying about this other bullshit. It's like, dude, if you want to
Oh, there's all
enforce
kind
the
of
shit that's
bullshit,
happening
yeah.
now, like the streets are already like, people are driving crazier and
Because-
crazier. They
Because
don't
the
enforce
cops
that
are
shit.
cowards. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of cowards. They was a bunch of punks when they was coming up. You know what I mean? Got roughed up. But I figured I can go join the police department and here comes my revenge
You gotta
on you.
respect my authority.
You see
now.
what I'm saying? That's all it is. Or you got the ones who just want to be just Billy and Jane badasses and shit. I'm just gonna go upside somebody's head just because I got a badge and a big ass sister behind me that says I could, even though you ain't gotta do shit. I'm still gonna fuck with you. Fuck that. Fuck the Sanders and anybody else and his lineage.
Playing devil's advocate here, as I often do on this show, there are plenty of police officers that I've met that I am friends with locally and abroad, even family
You call
members.
them devils?
No, I think
I'm just
they
fucking
are
with you.
amazing people.
Your dad
and,
was a-
and
your
yes,
dad
my
was a
dad
cop.
is a retired police officer. Well, was a retired police officer when he was alive. And I like to believe that there's a very high percentage of police officers that hold that same character, and there's just a small group of people for whatever reason that kind of take advantage of that for whatever reason and screw it up for everybody.
I just want to say
disagree.
I just want to say this
I
really quickly.
strongly disagree with you.
I just want to say that growing up, I got in a lot of trouble. I got arrested a lot, and there was a lot of times that I got put in the cage.
Sure.
And I just feel like I was on the wrong path. And had I not got arrested by those people that just kind of arrested me and put me in the cages over, I might have not made it as far as I did. So I just feel like if a lot more people got in contact with police in a sense where it doesn't go so badly that they ended up killing each other.
Right.
They're not there to kill you.
See,
They're
like,
not there to kill you.
I guess
They're there to arrest you.
I disagree.
They're there to arrest you.
Like, nah, see, hold on. No.
I've never been in that situation.
See, I disagree with like what you were saying, Ramo, about like there's a bigger percentage of like good ones and small percentage of bad ones.
You think there's more bad
I
cops
think
than good cops?
I don't think so.
There are way more bad cops than there are good cops.
No
because
way. No
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
Doesn't
totally.
make sense.
Because it makes total sense. Because why would a small batch of anything have this big a mass of people?
You know why?
feel that way? And no.
Okay,
Hold
go
on,
ahead,
let me
go
finish.
ahead, go
Let me
ahead, go
finish.
ahead. I got to respond.
No. And it's not just because what we see today. What we see today, you also got to think of the things that you didn't see that you heard about prior to this. But then you got to go back even further from the things even before that and before that and before that.
Sure.
And it's a chain of one thing that's always been the same.
Sure.
Because the police actually started. Because like I said, I'm a big historian on this shit. Police actually were started for the hired hands back in the slave days to go out and hunt runaway slaves.
What about the black police?
There was no black
I
police
mean,
back
now,
then.
what about the black police now?
We've evolved a long ways, I think, from those times.
Right.
No,
Most of the police in urban areas
you
are
can put
minorities.
lipstick on a pig. It's still a fucking pig.
So
I-
I just don't understand the argument, man.
It's not.
They're
a-
good.
it's
They're
not
good
an
people. They're just
it's
doing
not
a
a-
job.
It's not an argument. It's a fact.
And
And
that's
then
just
on
it,
top of
most
that,
of them
and
are.
then on top of that, no, wait, hold on. And how could you be a good cop and you know you got a bunch of bad cops in your unit?
See,
Because
yeah.
those bad cops could be the reason why you don't make it home tonight, because everybody know that nobody love the police anyway. But you can be a good cop. I'm not saying they all bad, but
Are you saying Ramo's dad's bad? I mean, he was a cop.
I don't know.
Statistics
I don't know.
would
I'm pretty sure
say.
he's done some
Rainbow's
fucked up
bad,
shit.
so maybe.
I won't put shit past my dad. He
How
was a
much
fucking
fucked up
character,
shit
man.
did your dad do?
I'm out of 10. I say 7 out of 10 cops
was
are
fun.
bad. 7 out of 10
I don't know
cops
if
are
I don't know if
bad.
I agree with him being that bad, but
So
That's a bold statement.
no,
Shitting on him,
because y'all don't understand the shit that I
I do.
personally been through.
I do.
Or the people that my
I do.
brothers
I
been
get it.
through, or
I
my
get it.
sisters been through,
I get
or
it.
my homies been through. Y'all
Look,
don't
man,
understand.
I've been on probation.
No,
I've been on probation.
No, it has nothing.
It's
No,
different.
no.
I get to speak.
No. Hold
I
on,
do.
TK.
No, I
Because
do.
it's not about probation or the little dumb shit that you used to do, TK. It has nothing to do with that. This is a whole different side that you guys don't get.
Let's let TK speak. You got to
don't-
speak, Memphis.
Let me say this and then I'll stop. You
I
guys
got
don't
cursed
have,
at.
you don't guys don't have to
That's what
worry.
I'm
You
saying.
guys don't have to worry that when you leave here and you can just be driving home as being normal.
You're
that-
wrong.
that
You're
you
wrong
gotta worry
about that.
not
But they
making it
They
like
only do that to
alive.
black people because that happened to me, and Ramo knows. I got my fucking head kicked in by a cop out on State Road 82 the last time I got arrested. Lost my license. He beat the shit out of me, strangled me. I almost fucking died.
Just for the
And I
argument's
don't have
sake.
hatred for them.
No, you look
even
Mexican though. You do. I mean,
I'm just saying, it's not. You can't just look at somebody and say they
Yes,
don't
I can.
know.
Yes, I can.
I
Yes, I
know.
can. Yes, I totally can.
And I still think that they're just doing the job.
But TK, you don't have to worry about if you go home and get pulled over that you may not make it home.
that's
Did
true.
you hear
I
the
do.
story I just told you?
No, it don't.
He strangled
He
me,
almost
almost
didn't.
killed
Hold
me.
on, but do you know? I haven't told you a lot of the issues I've had with cops that done
I'm
stuff
not
to
saying
me.
you didn't have any.
but
You
it-
just
it-
said that
it-
we
that-
don't have any.
I'm saying
It does happen.
I'm
It does
saying
happen.
but it happens more to
I
people
understand
of
you,
Sure.
color.
Oh, yeah,
and I do
definitely.
understand you, and I understand you, and you're right.
Percentage.
You're right.
And TK, and
You're
say-
right.
and that did happen to, and that's unfortunate.
if anything,
And if-
TK's
but if-
kind of
and
backing
if-
your point.
but
that
I
some
just
of
wanted
these
to tell
cops
my
are
And
so
then,
story.
far off
hold
the
on,
rails.
TK, if
I
you
just
would
wanted to tell my story.
but if
though.
you want to make it a big deal, like, hey, I'm just a white
valid,
guy,
valid.
there will be more outcry of the cop doing that shit to you than towards me. You see what I'm saying?
I
that's
get that. I get that. And
but that's-
and you are right.
that's-
Hold on, let me
That
say.
skills evening
Let me
out
say.
though. Thank God.
Let me agree
That's-
with you
that's-
because
that's-
I think you're
so,
right
yeah,
about the
so-
point that black people do have to watch their back
More.
more.
And so-
and I do agree with you.
But then it goes back to the good cop, bad cop. If you cannot say within your heart of hearts you're a good cop when you in a unit full of bad ones. Like I said, those bad cops that everybody don't like anyway, they don't know you a good one. They just see you as an op, and if they catch you slipping, you gone because they've taken it out on your people that were there before you, but you didn't say nothing because you got this little blue code or whatever bullshit it is.
Right.
Look, I
No,
do get
fuck that.
terrified when
There's-
cops
no,
pull behind
definitely.
me.
Yeah.
I get terrified.
I think what we're finding
know why.
though in let's say in a regular street cop's defense is that a lot of times we're finding that these situations are getting out of hand with a higher up in direction, meaning that there's somebody directing them to behave in the manner in which they're approaching the situation. And I think when it comes to that, then the blame should probably go more to the person that's in charge as opposed to the people that are doing what they're supposed to do, because there is a code and you are at your job. And, you know, unless somebody's life's threatened, then yeah, everybody's accountable for something like that. But unless there's something like blatantly out of control, which we've seen people have been taking charge of those situations, then I think you need to respect the chain of authority, because there are repercussions for shit like that. And you got to understand that these are regular people that go
Yeah, I
home to
get-
regular families.
I get- I
and
get- I get
I'm not
that.
discounting anything
I mean,
you say.
get,
I'm just saying, like,
if you
in
break,
that particular situation.
the law, then yeah, you got to pay the penalty.
Sure,
I'm
sure,
all
sure.
for that. But
I was
but-
eating
but-
weed. I was eating weed when he attacked me. So let me just
Delicious.
say that.
What
Should have
kind
beat,
was
you
it?
should have beat
Disclosure?
your ass. That's crazy. Why would you eat your weed?
He pulled me
It was
over.
delicious.
Well, you should have smoked it.
I should have threw it out the window. Is what I should have did.
You
Yeah,
should
but
have
I'm
followed
I'm
the
just saying,
rules,
man.
TK. You shouldn't have had marijuana
Then
in
it's-
your
I mean,
car.
you know,
Then I got you for littering
the
too,
vast
punk.
majority of black people,
Gonna have to find it.
just obey the law.
What
They
about
don't fuck
black
with them.
cops? What about black
Oh,
cops?
Gentry, that's gross.
What do you think about that?
I think
Are they bad? What percentage of black cops are
a
bad?
lot of them too.
70%?
A lot of them too. It don't matter what you black or white. You blue. Cause remember, it's blue lives. You can't separate it. It's blue lives. So they all in the same. All in the same.
I would imagine that.
And I will say the one thing that I was going to say about cops that I do find a little strange is that they don't hang out with anyone else really. Like they all kind of hang out together. And so what he's to kind of his point about they all have a blue line kind of. They all hang out together. So you don't really.
it's their
so it's hard
fraternity.
to get in with
Well,
them.
I think they have a
and- yeah, yeah.
camaraderie as well. And from some police
Yeah,
officers I speak to,
Right.
they say that they almost feel like they already, when they meet someone on the streets, that now there is a bad taste in that person's mouth about them before they even
no shit.
know anything about
Well,
I feel
what
like
they're
that
there
about
to
my
do.
Well,
DJing when I get to a gig.
congratulations. Congratulations, you played yourself. I mean, I'm not gonna feel sorry just because they feel that way. Fuck them. Because if you feel that way, then that means there's something about you already. You
But
not.
I think
fit,
if you have the
you're not
mentality
fit
of
for
fuck,
the
I think
job.
that's the problem though.
No.
When you have the mentality of fuck you, then why wouldn't you expect them to have the mentality of like fuck you?
Well,
They
who
have to be
started the whole shit?
professional. They
Why,
have to-
why does one side say fuck that side?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah,
Well,
why?
I mean,
why?
The
I mean,
police-
to be honest,
what did that side do for this other side? Be like, man, fuck you. That's fucked up.
The police should be professional at all times, and if you can't do the job, then you should retire. Let somebody else do the job.
Or does not put on the fucking uniform in the first fucking place.
Because the
I
citizens
can
can
agree
do
with
whatever
that.
they want. They're the citizens. They have the rights to be an asshole as long as they don't touch you or you throw them in jail. But the cop, he can't go around being an asshole because he needs to be professional. He needs to uphold the job and the oath that he took. Just like all these assholes in Congress and
It's
the Senate
tough.
need to uphold their oath that they took.
I agree.
protect
we
us.
we all started talking about this because they're trying to shut the music down when you're trying to bump your system. So before we go, I would like to know, I know my generation was all about putting that bump
Mhm.
Trump. You know, my system had that JVC CD player. I also had a Pioneer at one point, and I had the JBL 15 in the back with the bump.
Yeah.
What was the best system you had, Memphis?
See, I had that, but then I had 4 Kenwood 6x9s on my back because I had a 78 Delta 88.
Oh, shit.
Photo, big boy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
boom,
so,
boom.
yeah, so I had 4 6x9s on the back and I had them 12s in the trunk. Man, that thing went.
What about you, Tomcat? What did you have?
Oh, remember those bass tubes?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then pile driver. I just
What
I
size?
remember that
What
pile
size
drive.
was
I
your
remember
tube?
those.
Huh?
What size was your tube?
Well, I did have
10
I had
inch?
a Jeep. I had a Jeep, and the tube actually worked great. I don't remember it was a 10 or a 12. I was kind of cheap, so it might have been a 10. But it was in the back of my Jeep in the back, and I had it just kind of like plugged in, and it rolled around a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool.
We even had
the
those-
bass went out of the Jeep. There wasn't really a lot of bass from those tubes. But my buddy had 3 of them stacked in the back of his little like Subaru thing,
Uh-huh.
and they
Mhm.
were like the 15s.
Inside the garage, right?
And they no
Or
in the car
I mean,
in the
in
back
the
In the trunk.
back
in the trunk.
like
in the
Subaru
trunk. Yeah,
though
yeah.
how it has like the long
Oh, the
hatchback.
hatchback. That's right.
Yeah.
And then he had them like strapped in a pyramid, so there were 3 big
That's
round
fun.
ones, and that shit.
That's your
You remember
bump.
though that
That's
music that you
super
would
dope.
bump where it was just like boom, boom, boom. just
Yeah,
like-
DJ
Yeah.
Magic
boom,
Mike.
boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
DJ Magic Mike.
Magic
DJ
Mike,
Magic
yeah.
Yeah.
Mike.
But some of them didn't even have any rhythm to them, much or anything. It was just like,
Like if you did, like if you did,
That's
like,
not true.
did
That's
you
not true.
did
Well,
you
some
guys
of 'em.
ever do the bass test? Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys have the
yeah.
CD? The CD
Yeah.
where it was out nothing but bass
Yeah.
to test how good your speakers was. You like, oh my shit passed
Here's
the
one
test,
right here. Let's
son.
see.
That shit was so fucking cool.
let's test your bass on your speakers right now.
How can you say there's no rhythm, Gentry?
Well, this one has a little rhythm.
Is this a bass?
This is the
is it-
Techmaster.
Oh, so
Techmaster,
this is
man.
not one of those. I thought you were gonna put on one of those bass testing
No, this
things.
dude was
like,
the king of that shit, though. This
feel
guy.
the bass, like DJ Max and Mike. Feel the bass. That's
Those
that's
are
what
good
you're
ones.
doing.
Bass.
Feel the bass.
Yeah, put on that DJ Max and Mike. Feel the bass, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Or,
You had to put that in your
drop.
car or drop, yeah, to see
Drop.
how good your system was, especially on the low end. And if that shit held hard on the low end, it was like, oh,
So, Delia,
That's
why
my
is,
guy.
get him.
why is your generation not into wasting a bunch of money on their car stereo? They're more into wasting their money on what?
Instagram.
What do they
Oh, I don't
waste
know.
money on?
Skincare
nowadays?
Our
products.
generation can't afford useless luxuries like that anymore. you
Okay.
know?
I will say inflation has hurt the ability of the younger generation owning a sound system in the back of their car.
Here it is. Yeah.
Feel the bass.
Boy, you get that, it just warm your speakers up.
Come pull me
Just
over,
warm them up,
motherfucker.
you know? And it's like, here you go. You
Well,
ready?
I feel like just cars are just built better today now, aren't they? Like, they don't really need like the secondhand.
Cars were built better back
Yeah,
then.
I mean,
inside
I'm
it's
talking
all-
about when it comes to like entertainment package. Like my car kind of came with like a built-in entertainment
Yeah,
package.
my
That's
shit's
true.
nice.
It's not like as nuts, I'm sure, but like you can get it like kind of like stock now, as opposed to like having to do all like the garage.
Oh, we're gonna have to
Who
pull
knows?
you over for playing that Feel the Bass too.
Oh, shit, motherfucker.
Oh,
you.
blue
And
and
then
red
you get
lights.
to the good part. Now you pulling me over, you bitch, and I'm even extra
better-
aggravated now.
better not
because
have
I
no
was at the
weed
good
with you.
part.
70% of those motherfuckers are
Motherfucker.
bad, huh, Memphis? Damn
Yeah,
it.
fuck
I
'em.
knew it. You were right.
We're fucked now.
Now you'd be
Yeah,
hoping
we
the
was
Second
already-
Amendment's good. You'd be like, damn it, I got this.
Yeah, we
Well,
was
This
already-
Draco right here next to me.
It don't matter. We've always
Sorry,
been in the same
officer.
boat.
Yes, it is loaded.
Yeah, it never applied for us anyway. So.
I'm not allowed to have them.
And Florida's known as the state for the bass. I mean, isn't that
Yeah,
right?
it
All the
is.
bass came out of
See,
Florida.
you know
That's
what?
our
I'm telling you
music.
what it is. DeSantis is a motherfucker. He didn't get a lot of pussy. He did not get a lot of pussy. He did not.
I think he
was
did,
prob-
a little.
No,
He was
if
a
he did,
army
he
guy,
probably,
wasn't
and
he?
if he probably forced himself on
Something.
somebody.
You know
See,
who didn't get a lot
he
of
looks
pussy?
like a-
Andrew Gillum.
Well,
He didn't want it.
Nah, he didn't want it.
that motherfucker.
Google that. Google that.
No, I know that's fucking crazy. But no, back to DeSantis, sweet ass. There's somebody like the bullshit he's been doing lately. It's like he had to be like some chick didn't suck his dick right or something didn't happen. Maybe he didn't get his ass played with. Something wrong with him. And now you're gonna take the shit
So
out on
you
every
would- you
fucking
wouldn't-
body.
Why does everything go
You
to
wouldn't-
that?
So are you saying you wouldn't vote DeSantis 2024, I guess?
Fuck no.
You're not gonna vote for him
Hell
again,
no.
Memphis?
Hell no. I didn't vote for him the
I'm
first
just fucking
fucking
with you.
time.
I'm just fucking
I don't
with
think
you.
I
nobody
voted
did.
for the gay guy.
Yeah, he bought that.
Buttigieg?
Booty Cheeks Malone. man. That's what it's fucking-
Yeah.
I like Buttigieg.
I really did vote for the gay guy. Now that we know he's gay.
There's nothing wrong with
or
that.
bisexual. Ain't nothing wrong with it. His punk ass should have said that from the jump. He lost.
He calls him a punk ass. That's great.
He lost to
Classic.
DeSantis by 1,000 votes.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was slim.
Maybe.
It was very
Maybe.
close.
Slim.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Outcast
That motherfucker.
podcast. Yes, we all qualify as outcasts. If you feel like you've been left out, a leper, then you know you're one of us, and we appreciate you
Come
listening.
on home, baby.
Dun-dun. That's going to do it for us. I'll let Ramo finish the show because I'm sure he's just going to say, let's get high.
No, I'm not actually. I'm
I'm
going to
already
say that
high.
I really appreciate our conversations because even though I'm very strong on my views and my point, I'm glad I get to hear everybody's perspective because it does change how I see things. And that's what this is about.
Agreed.
We are the backbone of America.
Right in this fucking room.
Or at
bitch.
least the boner.
I like that. I like that.
You know?
A big stiffy.
Swing.